We're back, and I asked my audience what they would ask a man who would answer honestly, and who better to bring than the husband of the sex lady. Josh, welcome back.
Oh, I'm answering questions?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, it's good to be here.
Okay, so today Josh is back, and we're going there. We're going to talk about sex, intimacy, what men actually think and feel. We're going to talk about hydro. We're going to talk about supplements. We're going to talk about life.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about managing a 6-year-old child and how difficult it is. So
everything under the sun, I guess, huh?
I guess. So welcome back, Vain Ones. Welcome to the Law of Cassidy, where we talk intimacy, business, power, healing, and the conversations that most people are too uncomfortable to have. I'm Cassidy, entrepreneur, wife, mom, and someone who has spent nearly 2 decades talking about intimacy and the wellness space. If someone sent this actual episode to you, you are in the right place, and let's get into it. So Josh is back, and for anyone who missed his first episode, go listen and come back. But the short version is my husband of 11 years married, it's going to be 12 in October, running his own business and is willing to be honest on a microphone, which is either very brave or very trusting of me. And I have a feeling it's very trusting of me today.
Yeah, very trusting. Felt like I was tricked into this. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, a little bit. I was getting ready for production and I was like, do you want to come back? And he was like, I don't think I have an option to say no. So yes, we're back. And
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
No,
and he's like
good.
a podcast pro, right?
I guess.
You've been doing them lately?
Yeah, I've been on a couple.
Yeah. Okay. So you're happy to be back?
Yeah, it's good to be here.
You're ready to get into it?
I'm ready to get into it. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Okay. We're going to do baptism by fire first.
Okay.
And then we'll talk a little hydro. We'll get into all the stuff. We'll let
sounds great.
Okay. So these are going to be some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And you just respond. And then I do have some people that have asked some questions from the IG.
That's great.
Okay. So rapid fire, morning sex or night sex?
Oh, both for sure.
Yeah, that is definitely an answer for you.
Yeah, there's never a wrong time.
Okay.
Any time is a good time.
Okay.
And morning, night,
Noon?
I approve of both.
Noon?
Midday, yep. So I'm always strapped and ready to go.
Lights on or lights off?
That song, You Look Better with the Lights Off.
What song?
I guess I'm aging myself a little bit, but it was like way back in the day, like 2011 maybe. I had like Nicki Minaj.
Okay. I'm going to have my production guy find it and plug
it's
it in here. So everybody be quiet for a minute.
Oh, no. That was like, I Can Make Your Bed Rock.
Oh, wrong song.
But no,
okay.
But there was also the song, You Look Better with the Lights Off.
That sounds terrible.
The tune might have been a little off, but anyway, lights on because you look better with the lights on.
Okay. Thanks.
But, having the lights off kind of sets the mood. So I don't know. I kind of like, just setting the mood with kind of lights dimmed. Dimmed. Like we could even go back to like medieval times and have like candles. That would be kind of hot.
Man, okay, you're setting yourself up here.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I can't see anything. It's pitch black, and I have to go and turn the light on.
It could be like role play. I could be like the king. And be like, you could just like feed me this big feast.
Okay.
And then we could do it under candlelight.
Okay. Noted. Okay. What's a move that always works?
My dance moves.
We're talking about sex.
Well, I like to get a little Western, so the reverse cowgirl.
Okay. Good answer.
All right.
Most overrated thing in the bedroom.
Most overrated thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I think pillow talk.
Really?
Yeah.
Like laying there and talking before
before. Let's just get to it.
Okay. All right. Biggest turn on that has nothing to do with looks.
Biggest turn on that has nothing to do with looks. It's like the dirty talk.
Oh, in a text or in the ear
or? Well, like leading up text.
Okay.
Like if I've been on the mountain and I get some, hot messages, that's awesome. Like leads up to the act, and then during the act, like in the ear, is awesome.
Okay. How important is sex in a relationship on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd put it at a 12.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Okay. Josh likes sex, if you guys were wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
What is something about sex you wish someone had told you when you were younger?
There's nothing to be ashamed of. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, growing up in, the culture we grew up in, we were both raised in the predominant religion here in this area. We were always taught like premarital sex was bad. And, I don't think intentionally, but a lot of times in our culture, it's just, there's a stigma around it. Mm-hmm. So, it's just a very natural thing, a very natural way to express your love, share intimacy with, your partner. And, there's nothing shameful about it. So I think, that's the number one thing.
Okay, cool. So you did so good, and you did not know we were talking about sex right from the get-go.
No, I was expecting, as you can see with the props, to talk hydro. But I guess we'll get there, which hydration is important after sex. So
that is true, which we're going to go there.
Okay, we'll go there. Yeah. So.
Oh, actually, let me go to the IG questions.
Yeah.
Okay. First question. I normally don't share names, but I'll share this name from username Hunt Sauce.
I've never heard of it.
Okay. Did you dance in a competition in Mesquite? I remember your apple bottle jeans.
Yeah. Yeah. So me and Hunt Sauce, we were kind of notorious for our dance moves back in the day. It was spring break. And being, Mormon boys from Utah, we thought spring break in Vegas would be pretty epic.
With no money?
With no money. And spring break in Vegas isn't really that epic. It's not really what people go and do, especially back in the day. This was, late 2000s. So we're talking 2007, 2008 maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But anyway, so coming back, the Casablanca there in Mesquite, when it was still around, we stopped there and they had a beach party, right? And they're in the casino, and this beach party at the dance club, they had this beach party, and they had this like dance off, and like me and my buddy, me and Hunt Sauce, entered this dance competition, and it was pretty funny. We just got booed.
You got booed?
Yeah, we didn't win anything. People booed us. It was just the other guys. They were just jealous because we were stealing their ladies, but they booed us. Hunt Sauce got nervous. Like his only dance move was he just went down to the that like 3-point stance where you like go down and like with one hand, and then he had the other arm behind his back, and he like started dry humping the floor. I don't know if you saw that from like an Usher music video or what, but he just like got nervous and he just like ripped his shirt off, twirled it around his head a little bit, threw it to the crowd. No one caught it, and then just went down and started humping the floor, and just everybody booed. And then I got out there and I started to do my 2-step and then my crip walk and my signature, and I just got booed. And then people started throwing like lettuce and tomatoes at us.
Okay.
No, but it was pretty It was pretty funny. We did not win that dance competition. The DJ, gave away some cash. It might have been like $100 to the winners. We were not the winners. And it was a good time though.
This was before, I guess, smartphones, so there's no video footage of this experience.
Yeah, we had flip phones, and no video.
I would have loved to rewatch that.
Yeah, I would, like, in social media, we probably would be famous.
Yeah.
With that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
He has one more comment / question.
Yep.
This is Marshall. Remember when I slammed you into our basement door while wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah. So we had in high school, we were all hanging out at my house, and me and Marshall were on the wrestling team, and we were wrestling. And Marshall had been wrestling like pretty much his whole life. Had done like freestyle wrestling, and high school wrestling's Greco-Roman. It's a certain type of wrestling, and I didn't start wrestling until I was a sophomore. Anyway, Marshall ended up getting me like in a headlock, or he like pinned me or something. I can't remember. And it just got heated, and I don't know, like me and Marshall had a complicated relationship. Anyway, I ended up like throwing him against the door that led to my parents' like cold storage. Like,
oh, yep. I know the
and
door.
it broke the door.
Oh, I bet your mom loved that.
Yeah, and he left, then he came back. Anyway, so it was a good time, and that door was broken for a long time.
Yeah,
and we laughed about that. It was pretty funny.
Okay, this is from a random person. These are my favorite because people like don't know how to spell, and they ask like the weirdest thing. So I'm gonna read it how it's written. Are you a pone? P-O-N-E star?
I'm not. I'm a TikTok star, but
TikTok star.
Yes.
He went live the other day.
I went live for 4 minutes. I didn't know what to do.
I was gone. So he was unsupervised.
Yeah,
and
unsupervised.
He texted me.
And it was the first time going live on TikTok. Lasted 4 minutes. It was like my wedding night. And that was it. But
he texted me and he was like, "This is awkward. I went live and it was awkward." And I was like, "Josh, that's great. I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "How long were you live for?" He goes, 4 minutes. I was like, "Well, you got to go live for more than 4 minutes." I didn't know what to say. And I go, literally on live, you stand there and you say the same thing over and over and over. And he goes, "I did that for 4 minutes." And then I got off.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It takes some time, but you're doing the thing. Okay. And then the last one
trying.
Is foot jobs, ?
Foot jobs. No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Josh is not a foot person.
No,
and I have some ugly feet. And you weirdos that always ask for feet anything have not looked at my feet.
That's one fetish I don't get. I don't understand. I know it's a thing. I took, human sexuality in college.
What was the weirdest fetish?
Like it's actually a clinical, fetish, like, and it's just necrophilia.
Okay.
That's where like people have a obsession with like corpses.
What?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So
it's messed up. So.
Everybody's.
But yeah, there's a lot of different, just really odd. Yeah.
We're not shaming anyone here, but yeah, we talk about it all.
Yeah, no, I share that one because that one's illegal.
Yeah.
But
were they like digging up people and stuff?
Well, like in extreme cases, I think there's been some extreme cases where that's happened. Yeah,
where
people have like dug up like dead bodies of, or I think it may be more common where like morticians maybe have fooled around with their work.
I mean, you hear about like medical professionals like dentists that like have their patients that are like, which is so bad, but like under, and they like do shady stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a movie about that. Novocaine or whatever.
Man, yeah. I learned something. My husband.
There was like, not Martin Short, but, the Three Amigos. You got Martin Short.
Baby, you're 42. I don't know that.
Chevy Chase. And what's the other dude? Gosh, he's like, what's the other guy?
Baby, I don't know.
But he plays the dentist, and he hooks up with like one of his patients, I think. Like but you hear about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like when she's in the chair on Novocaine.
People are crazy.
Is that the drug that they used to use to numb the gums, like numb you? Is Novocaine? Or am I making
that is one
up?
of them. No,
okay,
that is. Yeah. Josh is something you'll learn about Josh is he is like a never-ending encyclopedia of knowledge. Like
just random facts that don't do me any good.
Random fact, and I'm like, how do you know this? And he's like, how do you not know it? I'm like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to anything in my life. Hasn't helped me like further myself, but I just know random stuff. Yeah.
So weird.
Yep.
But cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about Deadshot Nutrition for a minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you've been in the nutraceutical space for how many years? 12? As long as we've been together. So
yeah, no. So as long as we've been together. So
12.
14.
14. Yeah. Okay. You're right. So almost for 15. People who don't know what that is, break it down simply.
Like the industry?
What is it?
So the nutraceutical industry is just like the health and wellness, like just broadly, the dietary supplement space, which is different than pharmaceuticals. So dietary supplements are different than pharmaceuticals as far as, regulations and just some of the FDA guidelines, how they're produced, how they're sold. So that whole industry is the nutraceutical industry. I was in for 12 years I was in the manufacturing side of the nutraceutical industry.
So dumb down for a 5-year-old, the place where they make it.
Yeah. So everything obviously is everything that we consume and buy is manufactured. Dietary supplements are no different. And I thought, so in my 20s, I was into bodybuilding. When we first met, I got you into bodybuilding, like into fitness competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
That was our life for the first 3 years of our marriage.
I feel like it was 7.
Yeah. All she did was fitness competitions.
Now I'm just freely eating cookies and living my life.
Yeah. Anyway. And, so I was way into fitness and, supplements, NO Explode back in the day. The original, Jack 3D, Super Pump, Super Pump 2, Super Pump 250, all these things. I started taking, supplements, in my early 20s, which would have been the early 2000s, for my training. I remember taking amino acids before they were instantized. They would just float at the top of your drink. You'd try to mix it with orange juice and just chug it down. So anyway, I thought for the longest time that brands like BSN, NO Explode, or USB Labs with Jacked 3D, that they just made their own stuff. They would, the brand would have a plant, and the plant would be USP Labs.
People probably think this.
Yeah, and and they would make all their stuff and then sell it. Well, that's not how it works. It's third part. There's third party manufacturers. It's, it's contracted, and so I started working because of my background in nutrition and also, just my passion for fitness and my just knowledge, street knowledge really of supplements. It really did come down to that. I got a job with a third-party manufacturer here in Utah that manufactured supplements, powders specifically. They would do dry powders. So protein powders, BCAAs, pre-workouts, any type of, dry powder that goes in a stick, in a tub, in a bag, whatever. So, and because of my, street cred with supplements for my time as a bodybuilder and powerlifter and my background in nutrition, they put me on the R&D team, research and development. And being on the R&D team, we would actually help brands formulate their products. So like a USP Labs would come to us and they'd be like, all right, we have a new pre-workout or a new flavor of an existing, Jack 3D. We want to launch this new flavor, and we would help formulate that. We had an applications lab. In that lab, we'd take all the ingredients in their product and make a blend, and then we would cook, right? We would formulate, we would develop these flavors, and we would work with flavor houses. Flavor houses are manufacturers that manufacture flavors that flavor everything that are on grocery store shelves to, nutritional products, dietary supplements. They flavor everything. The flavors in sodas, whatever. They have flavor chemists that create these flavors, and then they flavor the products that we consume. And we would, develop these flavors, these products, and formulate these products for our customers. And that's what I did for 12 years. I was in R&D. I managed applications lab, the applications labs where I worked. And towards the end of my career, I actually managed some of the applications labs. And the last company I was at, I was the in-house powder expert. So the manufacturer I worked at, they did dry powders. We also manufactured capsules and as well as tablets. And I was the in-house expert for powders. So, a customer would come to us wanting a powder product. I was, the go-to guy that would kind of help,
take it from point A to point Z.
Point A to point B, and then also support production, see, those first runs. And also if other R&D managers had, problems with their customers, with a powdered product, a challenge with, flavor, or a challenge with the flowability or the homogeneity of the blend.
Big words, guys.
Yeah, I would help them as the in-house powder expert. So that was my background.
Okay, which then what made you decide to piece and do your own thing? Well,
so the success of your business put us in a position where I always had a dream. Sorry, I had like a frog in my throat. That was really loud. I always had a dream of owning or having my own brand. That was before I even got in the industry. Like before I ever even met you, that was my dream. I was like, I want to have my own supplement, my own supplement brand. And, so the success of your business and, put us in a position where I could walk away and, start my own venture and, take that risk, take that gamble.
So I think it's important to share, especially with business, because this podcast is a little bit of everything, right? We talk about sex, we talk about butt stuff, we talk about business, we talk about life, we talk about anxiety, whatever. But I think it's important to share with people, not just, oh, look at my shiny business and how great it is. I think it's important to share with people entrepreneurship from the outside looks like the dream, right?
Yeah.
You have the freedom, you have the flexibility, you get to go and vacation when you want and do whatever. But this has been, I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a really rocky, hard road, and it's just barely starting to get momentum, and we're getting close to almost 3 years.
Yeah. So it's been the hardest thing I've done.
Yeah.
And, I've been humbled. I definitely, coming into it, I was like, oh, I have the experience in the industry. I have kind of the, the background and, the credentials to, that people will want my product, whatever, I have the story, right?
Yeah.
That it's been a challenge, and especially doing it, mostly organically, and trying to grow it and get the name out there has been very challenging. And I still haven't paid myself, with Deadshot.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to a point now where it's, running, it's funding itself, like where I'm able to, pay all the overhead I have, pay all the bills, the POs for, the POs for, the product and everything from, the earnings, from the business, which
in
is
the beginning I was,
So in the beginning, it's been you. So,
it's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So that's a really big milestone,
yeah.
And, so it's not all glorious, like, and people, I don't know. Like I have a hard time because, people see the entrepreneur that's super successful, that has like all this wealth, and they just like demonize that wealth. They demonize, the inequality, and that's a whole separate conversation that I don't want to get into. But the thing that I now appreciate is the risk that person took to start a business.
Yeah.
The work that was required to make it be successful. And, a lot of people don't have it in them, and I didn't have it. And you've kind of kicked my butt along the way and pushed me along, because I'm not a natural entrepreneur. And I've learned that it's something that I've grown into. And luckily you are, just have a lot of natural ability when it comes to entrepreneurship that I don't have. And I've grown into it. And I definitely, like, my mindset now versus what it was 3 years ago is completely different.
Yeah.
And like, I do feel like an entrepreneur now. Like, I have that entrepreneurial spirit, and I can feel it.
I think we have some really good friends. I won't share names because I've been through my fair share of when I drop names on the podcast.
It's all confidential, except for Hunt Sauce. We can share
Hunt Sauce. We can share his name. Anyways, sorry, that was kind of a dig, but don't care. My podcast, do what I want. That he recommended a book that, like, he's also an entrepreneur, and it talks about you can be the brains, like the scientist behind something. Yeah. But what was it called? The E. What was it called? The E. What was it called?
The power, or the E.
Oh, he's probably screaming it.
The power of E. Right now. It's not the power of E.
Anyways, but pretty much it explains that you can have a business and
the E principle.
Yes. And you have to surround yourself and find the people that are good at the things that you're not good at, right? Like, so like Josh was saying, like, oh, I started this and was like, oh, I'm going to have this awesome brand because I'm a scientist. I know how it's formulated. I have this story. Okay, but do you know how to market?
Yeah.
Do you know how to sell?
Yeah.
Do you know how to create content? And so that, I think, was like a helpful like read for you and like process for you to go through and understand. And it does take, because when you're running as lean as you are, when you're a brand new business, it does take you having to do things that make you uncomfortable, like going live for 4 minutes, right? And like figuring out how to make the content. And like, because in a perfect world, you could go pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for, you know, production and this and that. But I think brands nowadays really are winning with like the real life, behind the scenes, founder-led content.
Right.
And that's something that you've adapted and grown and done really well. And there was a product that you launched with that
failed miserably.
If anybody wants some, we've got 40,000 boxes.
Yeah, no, so, you know, that when I very first launched this business, you know, I had a business partner, and that business partner had a skill set that I didn't have. His background being in sales, and him running, you know, a sales team for a nutritional brand. And when we first launched, we launched with a different name, and the, you know, first product that we launched with was a blue ocean product, like very innovative, and it was like a technology where it was a nootropic, so it was like for mental and brain, you know, brain health, to help calm the mind, enhance your focus. It's called Calm and Focus, and it was supposed to be fast melt beadlets that would like melt under your tongue. So it was like a little stick pack that you'd, you know, pour these beadlets under the tongue. And, you know, during the development process, you know, when we created these beadlets on bench, you know, really small blends, you know, I'm talking less than a kilo. And then when we scaled it up to around a kilo or more, before we went to full production, you know, the sensory experience of these beadlets was good. And it was a good product. And, you know, we were excited about it, but scaling, you know, from 1 kilo to, you know, a few hundred kilos, we had challenges with that in production. And, you know, the sensory experience with the beadlet in the finished product changed. And we did our best to, you know, to remedy that. And it unfortunately just never was as good as what we had approved. And, you know, it just was a very effective product. And it's funny, I just had someone call me. It was an archery shop, a local archery shop that they were the first wholesale account. And they bought a bunch of boxes. And he called and he was talking to me about hydro. And, you know, he started talking to me about my first product. And, you know, he's like, it's funny because I would give out samples and, you know, he's like, and it was just people, you know, the taste. I was like, yeah, the sensory experience. He's like, but I'll tell you, you have there's a couple of loyal customers that still come in and buy. And I was like, no, I at the Western Hunt Expo in February, I had a guy message me on Instagram and ask me to bring like 6 boxes, you know, and, you know, because I don't have it available. We
got a closet.
Yeah, available online. And it is a very, very effective product. It really is. Like the blend, the actives in there, like it is a great product. It just, you know, it just kind of fell flat, which is okay. Like it happens. You know, we took a risk, but that was hard for a new brand to launch with a product that, you know,
didn't really launch.
And, you know, and that was risky to launch with a product that was so innovative and new. You know, it was high risk, high reward. And, you know, and I knew that going into it. But another challenge that we had was originally launching the brand it wasn't Deadshot Nutrition. You know, we launched under a different name, and 6 months in, got a cease and desist letter.
Those are the best.
Yeah, and luckily the guy was willing to work with us. You know, you can sell the inventory of the product that you have, but we had to, you know, rebrand and, you know, change our name, and that's where we landed on Deadshot.
Yeah.
And the first product was actually called Deadshot.
Which I don't think we, and I don't want to spill too much because, you know, things are coming, but I think that's a dynamic that's led you into some product development that's coming in the future.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's something you learn in business too. And I have to learn this because I'm very much like a go, 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 let's move. And with like the covet dynamic, right? Like some things you just don't want to rush.
No. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to business. And if you're going to do it right, you got to do it right. And I think we both kind of like learned, not that that was rushed, but you know, you kind of feel like, okay, let's get the momentum. Like, all right, you know, you're going to do this thing. And I think the things that we've really taken the time on and been strategic about have been home runs. It's just, sometimes we just get excited. And I think that's what, and also the innovation thing. I think everybody thinks they need to be the next big thing. But ultimately what it comes down to is your story, your marketing, and having a good product. Yeah. Because, I mean, how many hydration supplements are there out there? But when people try this, they're like, this is amazing.
Yeah, and so, this hydration product, it's no BS. I mean, like there's nothing, you know, fancy about it. Like it's the hydration, it's the electrolytes you need. It's a full spectrum electrolyte drink. And natural sources of those electrolytes.
It's clean.
Clean ingredients, 100% all natural flavors. Has a vitality blend of B6, B12. That's good for the body and mind. Vitamin C for immunity. But what sets it apart is the flavor.
The flavor.
And why is that? Well, like people aren't going to take a supplement consistently if they don't enjoy it. And you have to enjoy the hydro, and people enjoy the hydro.
People crave, like people crave it. They, especially like the new pina colada flavor. I mean,
pina colada,
so good.
Like all the flavors. Like, but
they're drinking stuff they just know, like the big name brands, right? That they see at Costco, and they're just buying it. It's a Costco. We're just going to buy it. We just need a hydration drink because they haven't tried this. But then when they try this, I mean, we're starting to get like people that are buying 6, 10, 12 bags at a time because they can't, their kids can't go without it. They can't go without it because it doesn't taste like salty garbage. Like it actually tastes good, and and it's safe with your kids. So it's not super high in sodium.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I mean, look, you know, with your kids, like, kids love it. We have our nieces and nephews. They play soccer. They're active. You know, they drink it. They love it.
Uncle Josh's blue juice.
Yeah, Uncle Josh's blue juice. You know, like our daughter, she's 6. You know, we don't give her a full stick. You know, we'll give her a half serving of the hydro, but she loves it. You know, she drinks it all the time, and you know, that flavor, like kids love it. And I was just at an expo in Florida, outdoor expo, and you know, the booth across from me, and he's a good buddy, you know, Captain Mike. He runs airboat tours, gator hunts, python hunts there in Florida in the Everglades. Really cool guy. And his kids just like every morning and night when we were breaking down, they would come over and just like out of the fountain, just drink the hydro. And he's just like, my kids just, he's love like, they love the hydro. And he's like, after the expo, he bought a couple bags there. And then after the expo, he bought 20 more bags. You know, I shipped them to him because he's like, I give this stuff to all my clients. I go through he's like, I'm on the airboat in the hot sun, in the humidity. Like I'm out at night, we're sweating. He's like, and this stuff saves us. He's like, and everybody loves it. And we just pound it, you know, he's like, and I set them up with a promo code, and people have been buying it, and they just love it, and that's what sets it apart is the flavor. Like people try it and they're just like, oh wow, like that is good. That's different. I think
the momentum part that's hard is when you're trying to like do your own brand and you're not getting VC and you're like doing it yourself, is just getting it out there and getting people to try it. And it's kind of cool. I mean, this week, like we're starting to feel like, I mean, we collaborated with Hydro which was awesome too. So we have those because, with your hydro and that duck camo Hydro had like a viral TikTok moment off like the dumbest video.
Yeah, really dumb video.
But then we're finding people were putting hydro sticks in the cups and people are like, this is amazing. Like, where can I get it? And we're finally seeing that. And it's definitely a dynamic. Like you said in the beginning, people look at entrepreneurs that are succeeding and they have this almost like villainize them, or like they like are going after them for like all their wealth and success. And they don't know about the grind when you have TikTok system mess up on you and starts canceling orders that takes $3,000 that we don't even know if we're going to get back.
Yeah.
And like, it's a lot, but like, it's cool to watch. And I remember those moments with my business, but it was so long ago, right? Mine gets momentum and is still going, and I'll go through this with Covet because it's going to be new, but it's definitely starting, and it starts small, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I had $200 in orders today. Oh my gosh, I had $600 in orders today. And it's that momentum after momentum. And it does matter. It means a lot when you do support a small business because there is a family behind it. There is, somebody who worked really hard to create something. And that's why I always just say like support small, and so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, I mean, this is something that I didn't just pull out of the air. Like there's a lot of supplement brands out there. There's a lot of bros and a lot of hoes that are starting supplement brands.
Yeah,
that probably wasn't nice to say, but
it's
whatever.
Okay. They laughed.
Yeah, but there's a lot, right? And look, like I started a supplement brand because I'm an industry expert. And it's like my background, like it's like a foreman, finally getting his general license and, becoming a contractor. So that's what I'm doing.
So I'm challenging everybody to try Hydro, and please, we love it when you post about it, when you share it, because that's how people are like, I got to try this stuff.
Hydro, targeted hydration, dead shot nutrition, targeted performance.
So now I got him comfortable talking about what he knows. We're going to get back into some stuff that he didn't know he signed up for. Yes.
All right.
Okay. I think a problem, and we don't have to get super deep on it, but I mean, this just could be surface level discussion, especially as being an entrepreneur, especially in today's day and age, right? Like men and like mental health and like navigating it. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I think the world has like a taboo-ness around it. And I mean, I've been open about my mental health. Like we see people struggle with mental health all the time. What do you think today's society is with men and mental health?
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more accepted for men to be open about their mental health.
Yeah.
Which is a net positive because, when I was growing up, when we were growing up, I'm old enough, that it wasn't really talked about. You just kind of, you're tough, boys, you just kind of tough it out, shake it off, don't really show emotion. It wasn't really culturally, accepted, or I should say wasn't really culturally the norm for men, or it wasn't masculine to show emotion, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's shifting, and it's a good thing. Like masculinity is a positive thing, but to show emotion, to confront, your mental health and be open about it and treat it like you would any other health condition, is a sign of being, very masculine and manning up, and I think that shift has been, a very positive thing.
How do you think mental health shows up in men? What do you think the behavior is?
Well, from my experience, with myself and also with like a lot of my buddies and, people I know, a lot of it's anger.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the one emotion that was okay, as a man, was to show aggression and anger. And so I think a lot of times that's how it shows up and how it's expressed.
And I think a lot of men that might be listening to this may not realize, just because it has been so like, you don't talk about it, you man up, whatever. And they keep having these episodes of like anger or like outbursts or like these feelings, and it's coming out in that way. And instead of they don't know how to be self-aware in that dynamic. And listening to this, that has been something that, like, working through mental health, like, you realize, like, with a lot of men, like, you take out that anger on people you love, right? And you have to, like, be able to realize, oh, I need to take a step back, and, like, this is probably something to do with depression or anxiety, and, like, it's important to, like, talk to somebody and, like, work through that. Because I think a lot of men may not realize, and there may be their partners that are like, I don't understand, like, I feel like he's so angry, like, where is this coming from? And I think you answered it perfectly. I don't think a lot of men realize, but usually when they're struggling with mental health stuff, it is anger, or it's shutting down, or it's, being dismissive. And then especially when it comes to intimacy, that creates almost like a wall between you and your partner, because then she's not feeling safe. She's not feeling protective because you are over swinging in the, like, masculine anger dynamic. And I think it's really important to be okay with the fact that it's okay that you're dealing with mental health stuff. Like, it's a thing. Like, some people, it's just, I mean, I've been on meds for 22 years. Like, it's a genetic thing. Like, I have it in my family. It is what it is. Like, if I just stopped taking my meds one day, like, we'd be having some major issues. But I think, especially with entrepreneurship, I think a lot of men may struggle with mental health stuff, and they're not open to, like, navigate through it. And just coming from a bro, like, who's telling you, like,
well, yeah. And just like, there's no shame in talking to professionals. And, there's a difference between, being, like, emotional all the time and, and confronting and working through your emotions, right? You don't have to be, sensitive, all the time.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally.
Like, you don't have to be a little sensitive biatch around your bros. That's not what we're saying, you know, like, but working through your emotions and being open with that, with, your spouse and with, those, someone close to you, and a professional is really important. Like, it's working through that. Like, it's really important to do that. Like, it's therapeutic. It's how you treat, a condition like you would treat any other physical condition.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in it. So.
No. Yeah. Okay. What has actually helped you when things have been hard?
Well, for me, when I like to feel like I am working towards, goals, achievement, structure. Like, I do like structure. I do like to feel like I am working towards something, goal setting, just, goals, whether it's, with, like, personal, business, stuff that's not
Your
as
golf
serious.
Swing.
Yeah, no, like, I love, my two loves are archery and golf. And both of those take a lot of practice, precision, and consistency. And, I think the reason I love both of those things so much is because it just requires a lot of dedication. And, it's not something that I get bored with, because you aren't ever going to really master either of them completely. There's always ways to improve, and they're both really fun. So
one day you score the lowest on your league, and the next day you take third place.
Oh yeah, no, it's I joined this. I joined this men's league, and it's a money's league. So every other week we have a tournament, and you have to pay into it. And there's 2 flights. There's a flight 1, flight 2, and it's based on handicap. And then within those 2 flights, there's 2 sub-flights, so an A and B, and it's all based on like your handicap. So I'm an 11 handicap right now, probably closer. I'm getting pretty close to a single digit handicap. So I'm in flight 1, which is, the top flight, but I'm in the B sub flight, which is, the higher handicaps of the top flight. And anyway, so your score is, based on your handicap, and then, you can win money. And this last week, for the first time ever,
Yay!
I placed in a golf tournament. Yay! I placed third.
Yay! And you're so excited.
Yeah, I won $55.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, so
it's lunch.
Yeah, I won some golf money.
It's awesome.
I played pretty well. It was pretty fun. But it's a really fun league to play in, because it's not a scramble or anything like that. It's just it's just you, and it's just fun, because it is competitive, and it's a lot of fun.
You can always get better. Okay, so now we're gonna do a few sex questions, and then we're gonna get to the Covet This, which is the product that we both are like obsessed with right now. So, hold on. Is there pressure for men to perform in the bedroom? What does that actually feel like?
Well, pressure. I think, as men age, like, there can be, pressure, just because, physically things don't function like they used to. So if you're having those issues, talk to your doctor, and work with them. I've never felt really pressure.
Yeah, because the other thing too is like the whole thing that I deal with all the time with these men is, oh, we don't need toys, I'm good enough for her. And it's like, you're really missing the mark here. Like,
oh yeah, no, it's,
it just helps the whole experience.
Yeah, it's like different clubs in your golf bag,
Totally.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, it's how you get the ball in the hole.
Okay. Do men actually care whether their partner enjoys sex, or is that something we tell women to feel better about?
Repeat the question.
Do men actually care whether their partner enjoys sex, or is that something we just tell women to make them feel better about it?
Well, real man does. I definitely, our intimacy has improved drastically once I started really caring about that.
Yeah, because there was a minute that, and I just don't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, I think all men are, just innately, trained to be the other way.
Yeah.
We evolved to spread our seed. So, the carnal mind is to just hit it and quit it and, on to the next. But definitely there is a higher level unlocked of connection and intimacy when you really do focus on that connection with your partner.
The foreplay, those like moments of, helping her finish one or multiple times before you do. And there's different ways and dynamics to do that. But I think you're right. I think too many people are just focused on the as quickly as possible. And
right.
It's not the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
How often do men think about sex? Be honest.
Just you can't count it.
Really? Like you're just like going through a day thing. Well, I don't even, I mean, I do.
Well,
if I pause, but
yeah, like yeah.
Are you thinking about it right now? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No, it's, men think about it often.
Okay. Do men ever fake enjoyment during sex?
Fake enjoyment?
It's a question.
No.
Okay.
I feel bad for a man if he has to.
What is one thing? I feel like we could share like situational of ours, but we don't have to. But what's one thing women do thinking it's sexy, but it actually doesn't work or like takes away from the moment and men go along with it? I say our biggest thing is, which I've learned from it, when we'd be like, foreplay, like get into the moment, and I'd be like, hold on. And I'd like get off, run to the, put on a piece of lingerie. And he's like,
oh yeah.
You gotta navigate that.
Right. Yeah. Cass, for a while, like when we were first like married and stuff, like sometimes like the lingerie, it would come on at like halftime. I'm like, it's not part of the halftime show here.
It either like, shows up to be part of the beginning or not at all.
That's part of like, that's pre-game activities here.
Pre-game activities. Yeah. Nobody likes a pause. Is there a version of sex you want that you've never asked for?
Is there a version of sex I want that
That's what the question is. I'm just reading the questions.
Version of sex that I want that I've never asked for. That's it's a really interesting question.
I don't think he has an answer because he's married to me.
That's right. Yeah, right. Well.
Okay. Now, when your wife initiates, what does that actually do for you?
It makes me feel like a king.
Okay. With a feast.
Yeah. No, it's honestly, a woman initiating, that really does, like, that makes it,
it's hot.
Yeah, that's like.
And I think people struggle with that, right? And I mean, we've had our struggles, right? Where
that's the pinnacle. That's the pinnacle of intimacy.
Is when the woman initiates.
When the woman initiates, that's when you've hit the jackpot.
Have you ever felt sexually rejected in a way that stuck with you?
Yeah, there's been times.
Yeah, because life, you get stressed, you get exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, I think people, I don't know, they probably, see you and think that like our, sex life is like just extreme.
Me on a stripper pole every night.
Yeah, and like, no, like we're very busy, building businesses and, raising a family and, a lot of responsibilities and, like, life gets busy, life gets busy. So
it's just important to make that part of your busy life dynamic.
Yeah. It's almost like anything. It's, you got to make time for it. Like it's great to have it be spontaneous. But also to have it kind of planned is beneficial as well.
Yeah. So this last question, and then I'm going to lean into our Covet This product because I think it's actually elevated our intimacy too. And I'm like obsessed with it.
Well, I didn't answer to be fair, I didn't answer that one question.
Oh, okay.
Because I got to answer all the questions.
Okay.
To be fair to like everyone.
Okay.
So I think most dudes, like 99% of dudes, it's always a fantasy to see,
like the threesome dynamic.
Well, yeah, you with another girl, but that's something that honestly.
Hopefully, your mom doesn't listen to this.
Right, but I'm just being 100% truthful, and I know that like all my buddies, have the same, fantasy, and that's almost every man's fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's been a fantasy that like me and my buddies have talked about like forever. And, so, yeah, I mean that I'd say that's one, fantasy that, I've had, but I don't think I could ever do it.
Yeah, I definitely do not fantasize about you with another dude.
That's gross. I'm sorry, but I'm glad you
to
don't.
Each their own.
To each their own. Yeah, to each their own.
And we don't judge people that are like swinging and swapping and sharing, but we're just not sharing people. No. I get that question a lot.
We get that question a lot.
Nope.
And definitely.
Nope. That's negative.
Yeah, definitely a negative.
Clearly, he thinks about sex 24 hours a day. I can't keep up with him. How could I keep up with? Yeah, no. Okay. There was one right here that I wanted to ask. Okay. This is a good one because I think a lot of women struggle with this. So do you notice things in women's bodies that we're worried about during sex? Like, oh, I have a stretch mark on my ass cheek, or, my boob's bouncing weird, or I just had a baby. Like, do you guys even notice any of that?
No.
Okay. Because a lot of women worry about that.
No. And in fact, after you had our child, I was more attracted to your body. Yeah. And I think that's most men. So
okay, smart ones. Okay. Is size actually something men think about, or is it that entirely a male insecurity that gets projected onto women? Do you want me to read that again?
So,
the size really, do men really worry about their size?
Well, I mean, I've never worried about it. No.
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 I think it's just like a society thing.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, like it's something as you're reaching sexual maturity and stuff, you're hoping that you're average or above, But
also people can be too big and it's uncomfortable for her.
Right.
So there's cons of being big.
Right. No,
and I think a lot of men need to realize that. I think
but every dude wants to have big dick energy.
Well, they have big dick energy, but they may actually not have a big dick.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something that for sure, I think men worry about it, to a certain degree, and then you get old, and you're married, and you don't worry about it anymore. I've never worried about it.
You don't need to worry about it.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. 2 hot takes, and then I'm going to lead into this. Porn has given men unrealistic expectations about sex, and most of them don't realize it.
Is that a statement?
It's a hot take. Do you agree or disagree?
So, porn...
Unrealistic expectation about sex.
Yeah, I think in some extremes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great answer. Short, sweet, to the point. Okay.
You're
good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Men need emotional connection to have good sex. They just won't admit it.
Yeah, I think absolutely. In committed relationships, for sure. Once you're, in a committed relationship and, with that partner, yeah, you have to have that emotional connection.
Yeah. It's a good thing to be emotional, gentlemen. Be emotional. Okay. We're going to do some confessions in the DMs, and then we're going to talk about this product. So, somebody says, my husband hasn't initiated sex in over a year. I always do it, and half the time he turns me down. I feel unwanted, and I'm scared to bring it up because I don't want a fight. What's actually going on?
That I would say sounds like you may need to seek some, professional help.
Yeah, I was going to say mental health dynamic for sure.
Yeah, and, therapy, both individual and couples therapy is very, very helpful. And, it sounds like he's definitely dealing with some things. It could be stuff that is just him, and nothing about you.
Yep.
And, but talking to someone, to a professional, working through that, whatever, addiction or problem that is preventing him from wanting to be intimate with you, it sounds like needs a level of, professional help. So.
I think it's important for all couples too, because I think as you grow and develop as like being together in the beginning, and then like you start having a family, and then like your kid, like all of that, I think it's important to relearn how to communicate properly with your partner, because it changes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people miss that. And I also think in that type of dynamic, too many people are like, oh, he must be cheating on her. And I was like, I don't think that might be, but I honestly think you're probably dealing with some insecurity issues, some mental health issues, maybe some stress, maybe addiction with alcohol or, drugs, or maybe there's, some childhood trauma that he hasn't worked through. Like there could be a lot of things, and that's where communication is essential.
Yeah, sure. You can't paint with a broad brush. Like it could be a multitude of things, and but it does sound like it's a problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah,
and worked through, and it needs to be done, with some
mediation.
Yep. So.
Okay, my boyfriend makes literally no noise during sex. Nothing. I genuinely can't tell if he's enjoying himself, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Is it a him or a me thing? Don't hate me for this. Josh used to be really quiet too, and it drove me crazy. And I told him to start saying more. Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Yep.
I think dudes think it's like a girl thing, and I think that leans into like the porn dynamic. I think yeah. And so I'm like, no, it's the vocalness is hot. Ladies, you can share in the comments if you agree. But yeah.
No, you definitely like that, and it's something that has helped for sure.
He had no idea. I was like, you're coming on the podcast. And I think he thought he was just going to talk about supplements, but he's done so well. Good job, babe. Okay. So covet this. We're going to talk about this product right here. So I've been in the business for almost 20 years. And I have tried every type of everything. Okay. Every type of everything. So this is actually a Utah brand. I didn't even tell him I was going to be talking about this today. It's an intimate massage cream. And it's funny, the story behind this. Like, I saw a whole bunch of influencers posting at an event, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, I didn't get invited, and it's about lube. That sucks. Story of my life. But I followed them, right? I was like, this looks intriguing. Well, they reached out. I then did some research, saw who the owners were. I actually knew them from my previous life and marriage, which is funny. Ended up meeting up with them. Been collaborating with them. Brought it home. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I have never used something like this in 20 years. So it's like a massage cream. It's all natural. So it's made with mango, coconut oil, jojoba seed, jojoba. I just totally messed it up. Is it jojoba? Jojoba seed? Jojoba?
I don't know.
Jojoba. I think it's jojoba. I'm totally whatever. Don't judge me, guys. So pretty much the way I could explain it is it hits all 5 senses. It's a full sensory experience. So it is edible. It smells amazing. You can use it for massage, and you can use it as a lube because it's safe. So I just know when having sexual, with lubes or massage oils, I feel oily, I feel sticky, and I'm always just wanting to rinse off. When in our marriage have you given me a full body massage?
A couple times. And it's been in the past couple of weeks since we got that bottle.
It's this stuff. and I'm telling you, but it's also created a level of intimacy between us. It's weird. It's kind of got crack cocaine sex in it. Not really. There's not, but it literally does. It's slowed down.
It's an awesome product.
Yeah. And there's coconut lime. It smells like vacation sex. It's so good.
Helped lead back rubs to where I want them to go.
But no, it's just been good though. You thoroughly enjoy it. It melts on your skin.
No, it like you said, it really is. It's not greasy and gross and oily and
when you're not grabbing for more lube.
Right.
And it's a subtle flavor, and the scent comes from the flavor. So there's not chemicals from the scent in it. Awesome stuff. I know I'm preaching about this, but you guys, you have to try this. It is freaking amazing. I mean, look how much we've used.
Yeah.
We've used so much of it. We love it. They also have a pineapple.
I use it daily as my lotion.
No, you're not.
I'm just kidding.
I hope he's not.
Well, you said it was an all-in-one.
Technically, it's because I fall asleep
with,
and I feel moisturized. I feel great. I don't feel sticky. I don't feel gross. That stuff is amazing. I'm not like, if you're somebody who's like sore after sex, like there's no rawness, uncomfortable. And a lot of that comes from the stuff that's in the lubricants that you're using. And this stuff is amazing. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up with the law of Cassidy, which is, I had a frog in my throat. Sorry. Which is like the little, like, this is the law, like a little tip, a little nugget. And I'll let you share one when I'm done. Okay. So today we had a man sit on the mic and he said things most men won't say out loud. I'm really proud of you. Good job, Josh. Men like to feel wanted. The rejection stinks. The presence matters more than performance. And that the conversation you're both avoiding is the one that will change everything. So none of that is complicated. All of it requires two people willing to be honest. The vain ones don't wait for the perfect moment to have the real conversation. They have it anyway, and that's the law. Josh, do you want to share any little quick piece of advice before we close?
About
life, business, marriage, hunting, golf?
No, like just, yeah, I mean, yeah, the law is, if you should make that tea time. You should go on that hunt. You should,
give the massage with every.
Give that massage with every. You should just live life to the fullest.
Okay. And everybody needs to try some hydro.
And
where do they find it?
Try the hydro. Deadshotnutrition.com. You can also follow my TikTok page.
Because he's TikTok famous
now. Yeah, TikTok famous. Yeah.
You got to be on at the right time, though.
Deadshotnutrition.com is where you can find it. And just hired someone that's very, very skilled and talented. He completely redid the website. It's much more user-friendly and easier to navigate. It's an awesome website. Go check it out. Give the hydro, a try. Guarantee you'll love the flavor. So
yeah, and if you do want to find him on TikTok and you want to catch a live, you got to be there at the right time because it'll only last about 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
Okay, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.